Just before Christmas, I asked a question of people on social media, so all the Facebook groups, that sort of thing. And that was, what is the best source of new business for your business? And I got a surprising amount of answers. But 83% of them said word of mouth. So it got me thinking of how do we generate word of mouth?
It is a weird one. I mean, one of the things that, when you're in marketing, as we are, when you go out and meet people, well, not all people, there's a certain kind of group of people, normally it's a certain sort of size of business really. You go out and you kind of, as soon as you mention you're in marketing, it's like you've got some kind of Jedi mind trick that I can just kind of extract money from their wallet, which would be great. But as soon as I mention I'm in marketing, it's always the same thing. Oh, I don't need to do any marketing. I get all my business from word of mouth. I was like, well, that's brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. That's pretty much the ideal solution for you. What's your system to get more people to talk about you? And at which point they just look at me like I'm an idiot, which may or may not be true. But you think, well, okay, you've just told me that the thing that puts food on your table, that puts shoes on your kids' feet, the thing that keeps your life going is other people talking about what you do. So why wouldn't you at least try and control that process? And I think this is where, this is where we get to this, is the fact that word of mouth is brilliant, but it's just like any other marketing tool. There is loads of things that you can do. There are loads of things that you can do to help people talk about you, to encourage them to talk about you, to encourage people to talk about you about the stuff that you want to get talked about. And I think this is part of the problem with it. And again, this harks back to having all the other kind of cool, sexy, kind of techie options out there. People have forgotten the importance of it and aren't treating it like a proper marketing tool to be used in the proper way.
Yeah. People don't consider it marketing at all. I think I read some research, some statistics from I think Marketing Week a while back, around the same sort of time, that did a survey of about 200 people, and they're saying the results are that people who buy stuff trust people they know first, strangers second, and quite a way back brands and businesses. So if you can encourage your customers to tell one other person, if each one can tell one, what difference would that make to your business? So it's 100% worth putting that effort in. You've got to make it easy to create shareable experiences, I think. You've got to create, like TripAdvisor.
Yes.
Like it's the biggie, right?
Yeah.
So we've got, you can create shareable experiences. So what can you do to make that easy for your customers? You can create ways they can review publicly.
Yeah.
You can get them involved, get them engaged, get them to create user-generated content. Yeah. Because it's I, as a customer of Joe Blogs Limited down the road, tweeted out, just bought this widget from Joe Blogs Limited, it's awesome. That is better than any marketing material Joe Blogs Limited marketing team can come up with. It's authentic, it's from me, that sort of thing. You can do stuff to encourage that sort of thing.
I think that's it. I think it's the proactivity is the bit that people miss out on here. Is the fact that they're not considering it as a real tool. And I think this is where social has been brilliant for us as business owners, because it is super, super, super easy for people to share their experience. But for that to happen properly, and if you see it as a useful thing to your business, which I'm sure you will do, that means systematically, that means absolutely part of your day-to-day process, you are trying to get other people to introduce you to other people. You need to have a plan for that. You need to have a reason for it. You need to have, it needs to be in your day-to-day. As I say, it's got to be in that day-to-day as a legitimate kind of marketing tool. And I think this is one that people miss absolutely massively. Everybody's in there kind of, with the new kind of sexy, shiny tech stuff, trying to do all the cool stuff. Whereas actually, if you got all your best customers to introduce you to someone else, then you're winning. And do you know what? They will do if you ask them. And it's often as simple as that.
As simple as that, yeah. A lot of people think marketing stops when somebody buys a thing. And that's a massive mistake.
Yeah.
Because marketing is every touch point with a customer. Your relationship with the customer doesn't end once they've paid you some money. That's really where it starts. And that's where the word of mouth comes from. That's where you get to make the difference. You've done the hard bit.
Yeah.
You've done the hard bit of getting to buy the thing, which is the most difficult bit you can do. What do you do after that? What communications do you do after that? What value can you add to that experience that makes them want to tell other people about it after the sale? It's after the sale marketing that people miss out on.
I think, you know, people forget a big thing about word of mouth marketing. I think we've probably mentioned this on a video before, is that like mixes with like. You know, who else knows more people like your best customer? Well, almost certainly your best customer will know more people like them. So use them, you know, but don't be too British about it. Don't just kind of, you know, wait for them to say something nice. Encourage them, give them the nudge, remind them, ask them at the point of, look, you know, who do you know? I mean, you know, with me, I tend to ask for introductions, not referrals. I think it's probably a personal thing. I am very British, but I think a referral is almost inherent on some business being done, whereas I can just say, look, can you just introduce me? Like, if you know anyone else that does drop us an intro. That'd be brilliant. You know what I do. You know how I do it. I'm not going to kind of, you know, spam them. But if there's people you think I can help, well, look, let's have a little introduction. And I think, you know, the big bit for me in all this, it has to be treated as a proper, legitimate thing, which has proper steps and proper actions behind it.
Yeah, I think that's very much the same sort of thing. We're not Americans, and people don't like asking people for direct for business or direct referral. It's not built into a lot of people. But you can ask one more question, right? You can always ask one more question. Do you know anyone else who has the same problem you had?
Yeah.
Do you know any other mechanics that you work with or whatever that this might be able to help? Do you know what? The good ways round of asking for a referral without the pressure.
Yeah. Really,
without putting the pressure on people to do your job for you. Like Paul said, you can have, you know, there might be a digital asset like a video or a piece of content that you go, look, if you know anybody else or come across anybody else with this problem, share them this, will you? Because it's useful for people. It's just helped you. Point them in my direction. Let's go. I'll buy them a coffee or a beer or whatever.
And I think a lot of this, it's about control. And I'm sure someone infinitely smarter than me said, control the controllables, or I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I've made it up. I don't know. But actually, if, like that 83% of people, that is the most useful, most likely way of you getting more new business in, do it. But do it seriously. Do it, you know, it's a bit like people, you know, running a Facebook ad that makes them, you know, £1,000 on a £10 spend, and then never doing it again. You think, well, you just try and do it again. You try to, you know, you try and work it into your mix. And actually, the amount of people business owners that have specific time in their day, in their week to, quote, generate word of mouth is probably zero. Yet they'd all probably admit that it's their best source of leads, the most powerful source of leads. And you can't square that circle. You've got all these people saying, this is the best way I get it, and I'm spending no time on it. And it just doesn't work that way. Yeah,
and it's a massive win for all sizes of businesses. Whether you're a solo plumber guy, or some of the big brands and tech startups I've worked with, getting repeat business is one of the biggest wins for your bottom line, for your profit, because you've done the hard bit. You've done the hard bit already. Getting them to do it again, or getting them to share it, or getting them to upsell, anything like that, and refer people, it's such a big win.
And I guess it. Dare I say it comes back to the point that people are almost running their businesses reactively. They're not thinking about it. They are, you know, and I get it. And you know, they're busy and they're a million miles an hour and all that other stuff. And you know, this is why, without that plan of action, without that clarity of what is the thing I'm trying to achieve, what are the steps I need to do it, and what do I need to do for those steps, that's why this gets missed, isn't it?
That's it. And it's exactly that. Yeah. And in the plan, you have every stage. You have how to raise awareness or get the attention of people, which we covered a few videos ago. And then there's some kind of conversion. What do you need to do to convert those people from knowing who you are into being a buying customer? And then that's not the end of it. What do you do with your buying customers? You can't stop communicating. You can't stop marketing at buying customers, because they're super valuable. Not only for word of mouth, but for word of mouth is the main thing. but also the repeat revenue sort of thing.
All the money, all the big money, proper money in business is at the back end of the cycle. You're having to pay up front to get a customer.
Yeah.
I think this is where most people get it wrong. I think, you know, most people are getting a customer to make a sale, whereas the really smart guys are making a sale to get a customer. Because when you've got a customer, you can treat them brilliantly, you can upsell, you can add them, you can ask them who else, like them, your perfect customer, that they know. And I think that's a big differentiator here. And I think, you know, but as ever, if it's not part of a plan, it will get missed, and it'll get that, and it goes, you know, it goes back to that. It is really powerful, but no one's doing anything about it.
That's it. You don't close a sale, you open a relationship. One of my favourite quotes.
Yeah, no.
Means that.
Yeah, and again, on a completely sort of different track with, but what's going on in the world at the moment, you never unsubscribe from a relationship.
You never unsubscribe from a relationship. You can unsubscribe from newsletters and anything like that, product subscriptions, that sort of thing. But if you do that extra mile, go that extra thing after the sale's completed to make sure they do it again, or they tell somebody else about it, and you do that by experience, then it's a winner. It's just such a big win that people don't do.